Tom Cruise has become a household name over the last few decades, so it can be hard for people to imagine a life where he wasn't one of the most successful actors. However, for Tom Cruise, his life was full of struggles and hardships when he was younger, and he didn't transform into an A-list celebrity overnight. Tom Cruise went through an amazing transformation, where one day he was this awkward kid, and now he's one of the most famous actors in the world. So how did his journey begin? Tom Cruise has been starring in Hollywood movies for almost 40 years now. That's a long career span, but it wasn't always a smooth sailing ride. Tom has stated in a lot of interviews that he has wanted to make movies ever since he was only 4 years old. His passions revolve around being able to entertain an audience of people and showcasing his talent. He talked about how he had a clear-cut vision for his future, and all of it turned into reality. Let's take a look at his early life. Born in Syracuse, New York, back in 1962, Tom, whose full name is Thomas Cruise Mapother, had a quite rough start in his life. He had to move around a lot from Ohio to New Jersey, but when Tom turned 12, his parents got a divorce. This can take an emotional toll on any child. But Tom had a thick skin. He often talks about his estranged relationship with his father and how he could be abusive at times. Instead of letting all this bring him down, Tom said that it helped him learn a great lesson about how you shouldn't trust people blindly. When the divorce happened, Tom's family faced a lot of financial struggles, and Tom decided to take the lead. According to the actor, he has had several paying jobs since he was 8. Tom said that he was willing to do any chores to make ends meet, whether it was cutting grass or selling holiday cards. Unfortunately, the struggles didn't stop there for Tom because later, he got diagnosed with dyslexia. It's a neurobiological condition that affects your reading and writing abilities. Tom was quite open about the issues he faced due to his dyslexia. He said that he had trouble remembering what he had read, and he'd start to feel anxious. According to Tom, he got a hold of his symptoms and defeated his disability due to the help of the Church of Scientology. So how did this famous star get into acting? Back in 1972, when Tom's parents were still married, the family had to move to Canada because Tom's dad got a job offer in the military. Shortly after moving to Ottawa, Tom Cruise got a taste of acting when he performed in a local drama festival for his school. His drama teacher George Steinberg recalls that he knew there was something special about Tom because he could see raw talent. After his first acting performance, Tom Cruise kept on trying more roles, and each of his roles became memorable because they all left an impression on the audience. Some locals who witnessed the rise of Tom Cruise recalled that whenever Tom got up on the stage, they could see his acting abilities from just the way he carried himself. Tom Cruise had played different roles in 4 movies by the summer of 1983, but Tom had no idea that he was going to be in the public spotlight after his film Risky Business. The film was a major hit at the box office, and Tom received a lot of critical praise for his role in the movie. After this huge success, Tom started to demand $1 million for his role in any future movies. Tom Cruise became one of the most famous and successful stars, not only in Hollywood but all around the world. The 90s proved to be a career-transforming time for Tom. Everyone was familiar with his work and knew the sheer talent he had. He starred in the movie Days of Thunder, and although the film had some production issues after its release, it still went on to make a lot of money.
Well, that's the difference between you and me. There's only so much I can do. You want me to work the pit and you drive?
After the kickstart of Tom's career back in the 90s, it was impossible to find even one person who had not heard of the star. Tom became one of the hottest stars of the decades, and he brought a new and unforgettable element to all the movies he starred in. If we take a look at Tom's successful movies, then it's going to be a very long list. He starred in the Mission Impossible series and generated a huge fan base. His movies redefined the genre of action movies because the fans loved all the movies he would star in. Some other famous movies include A Few Good Men, Jerry Maguire, and then there's one of the most memorable series, Top Gun, released back in 1986.
I'm gonna send you up against the best. Yes, sir. You 2 characters are going to Top Gun.
One of the top reasons why fans loved every movie Tom Cruise starred in was because he would do most of his stunts himself. People loved to see him jump off cliffs and risk his life for all the roles. When he starred in Top Gun, it turned out to be one of his most iconic roles. Tom Cruise doesn't just play all the heroes in his movies. He goes out of his way to bring more to his audience. After the ultimate success of his movie Top Gun, fans were dying for a sequel. The first ever teaser for the sequel was released years ago. Although Tom was once doubtful about coming back to his role in Top Gun, he is now back for one of his most beloved and famous characters. Top Gun: Maverick will give us an idea about what the character has been up to in the last 3 decades. If you think about it, the release of Maverick makes it an interesting event because we get to witness one of Hollywood's biggest stars back in an old role after so many decades. Top Gun was one of its kind when it was first released in 1986. Now, after all this time, the sequel is receiving a lot of hype. Top Gun: Maverick proved to be yet another blockbuster hit for Tom Cruise. It's been a while since the movie was released, and it has already crossed $300 million nationwide. There are several reasons why the audience loves this movie because Top Gun was one of the first movies that redefined action movies. It's surreal to see an old character come to life after so many decades. Who doesn't want to see Tom Cruise rocking his Navy pilot uniform and aviator shades? It's the perfect combination of an ideal movie, and the perfect actor made exactly for that role. This makes Tom a maverick in his craft because no one does it better than him. He started from the bottom and worked day and night to rise to the top. It's a fascinating circle of life to see a normal kid with dreams turn into one of the biggest stars in the world. All the characters that Tom Cruise has played so far will become immortalized in the eyes of the audience. Due to all his lucrative blockbuster movies, Tom Cruise isn't simply a Hollywood actor anymore. Tom Cruise has become a brand, and he has never disappointed us with any role he takes. We just hope we keep getting to see more of him in future movies. So, what are your thoughts on this? Is Tom Cruise your favorite actor? Did he inspire you with his success over the years? Let us know in the comment sections below.